Hey everybody, Barry here again. I know, I hate the wheels too. Secretly I don't. They're 4 bolts, they're turbines. They're white. Somebody really did a number on those. It's got 235s on it, which is just atrocious on the back of a truck. But anyway, enough complaining. It has a rear end in it. It's laid in place. You can see the little bracket down there right by the tire. And it's going to work. And actually, it's funny because it's still higher in the back. I could leave those tires on just like they are, and I think it wouldn't even notice it a difference. But today, I'm going to finish up welding the plates on the rear end for the leaf springs to sit on. And then, if I have enough time, I will weld the shock mount things on, the little ears for the shock mounts, which is very quick, very easy. If I get that done on time, I think I'm going to go burn the tires off the back of this thing. Because they're dead anyway. I was talking to Matt. He was like, yeah, I don't care. Burn them off. They are, you know, they've seen their share of wheel spin. So if we can get that done fast enough, we're going to do burnouts in the parking lot. Or maybe next door parking lot, because that's not our parking lot. And somebody else can deal with that. So let's not waste any more time not doing burnouts. So here are our plates. Everything is good. That one is tacked in place. This one is also. So basically I just need to weld this all the way around. That's a little bit of extra wire. And I'll weld it inside the best I can. And run a full bead along the outside, maybe double it up. And then we're good to go. I've got some welding done. Plates are half welded on, I'll say. But I'm gonna let the welder cool down for a little bit because it keeps tripping breakers. So I guess I'll let the breaker cool down because like I was saying last video, 20 amp breaker, 100 feet away. A lot of draw, a lot of heat. So the electrician is gonna come in and look at this sometime this week and see if we can get it figured out. But as for now, I'm gonna let that cool down for a little bit and try to figure out how to get this lock nut thing off. It looks like somebody's tried to mess with it before. I've got a couple suggestions on this, so I'll try and figure it out. One suggestion I had was, obviously, whack a socket on that's bigger than the nut thing, and then put the impact gun on it. It's just not working today. I thought it was going to be so cool. There you go. And then buzz it off with the impact. So the closest that I have is a 24mm socket, which is close. And I'm gonna go whack it on and see if I can ruin it. All right, here goes nothing. I wonder if we can split the socket. Okay, I'm gonna give it a couple more whacks. Get it on there straight as I can. Get that on off. Nope. I guess my socket isn't quite small enough. What? It worked. I mean, why wouldn't it work, I guess, but still. Wow. Uninstalled. That just goes to show, if a crackhead wants your nice wheels, he's gonna get your wheels. So maybe come up with a better idea. Or just put this stuff on and don't put nice wheels on your vehicle, and there's no chance that anybody's gonna steal them. 2 for 2, boy! Coffee and old school sloppy. Is there anything better? So, I threw on a lug nut. Nothing serious. I forgot to pause the video, so it's in the background. Whatever. But yeah, I did some more welding. Just cause. I went in here and welded in there. Yes, it's ugly, but it's flux core, so isn't that kind of the point? That it be ugly? But I'm gonna weld over what I can. I'm just gotta take my time because tripper breaks, breaker trips. Whatever. Yeah, I just really want to do burnouts. I just want to go. I want to drive this dumb thing again. Also, I found something else. Every time I look at this, I find more damage from the initial kaboom when the axle broke. Number one more damage is it seems like the exhaust pipe may have taken the grunt of the ground. That's flattened out pretty good right there. And also, my brand new tire with 400 kilometers on it. Seems like it may have taken a chunk of metal, I guess when it ran over the fender, or the fender ran over the tire, but yeah, it went way up here. So I'll be keeping a really close eye on this. It seems like it only just nicked right there, and that's opened up a little bit there, so I really don't want to condemn this tire if I don't have to. But I'll know when I get up to 90 or 100 kilometers an hour if it's got a vibration that I know the tire's dead, and I just gotta suck it up and buy a new one. But I would be very, very happy if that tire is okay. I don't usually like having cuts in tread, but really it's a radial tire. It has steel belts the whole way around. That tire is not gonna explode. And if it had enough damage that it could explode, I'm gonna feel it long before anything happens. And it'll be my fault if I let it go long enough, but I doubt it. If that cut were deep enough, it would leak down. It's been 3 weeks now, maybe a little bit more, and it's still at like 35 pounds. So the tire itself has not been punctured, so I'm perfectly fine with it. If it doesn't vibrate, I'm running it. No big deal. Now in saying that, if this cut were over here in the sidewall like that, I would absolutely condemn this tire, because the sidewall, this much of the sidewall right here is just rubber and maybe some fiber belts or something, but it's just rubber, and there's no steel belts in this area. That's why you can't repair a tire out here, but up here you can repair a tire. So that is my justification for running it. Man, this welding stuff I enjoy it. It's hard on the lungs, but that's why I wear a respirator, because I'm a wimp, I guess. Yeah, it's warm out, man. It's actually a nice day. It's pretty crazy. This is the hottest summer that we've ever had. Like, it's been, I won't say the actual average because I don't know the numbers, but it's been between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius pretty much all summer. I don't know if it's been below 20 in months, which is great, but there's forest fires on the go, so it's not really that good. Like 60 kilometers or 50 kilometers from here, there's a massive forest fire going on, so hope everybody does okay with that. Hope everybody gets out okay and nobody loses their lives or belongings. But yeah, I guess that's that. But it is a nice day out, so I'm welding in the doorway today. But I have the thing welded. I did 3 passes where I could. It's ugly. I will confirm it is definitely ugly. It'll work. I'm gonna go roll this junk ahead now, put it under the truck. I will bolt on the leaf spring purchase to the springs so I can lift the truck up, and then my suspension will be in full suspend, and I can weld on my chummy things for these, the shock mounts. I just gotta make them really quick. No big deal. Whee! Wow, I don't know how it got 1.5 feet this way. Rear diff is almost done. That's great. And the tires actually hold air. I did not expect that. Like, they're both up. So cool. It's so cool. At some point, I will spend enough money on this to have a nice diff, nice rear end in it. Just not today. Not today. So my brother Tyler was out looking at this yesterday, and he looked at it and he's like, 4 lug nuts. He said, there's two things that can happen. One, you blow up a rear end and look like an idiot, or you shear off all the lug nuts and look really, really cool. So he's got a point. He does have a point. So in the last video I showed, or the video before, one of it, these plates that I had made up. And oh wow, of course, Newfoundland, nice. And they go in here. And I'm actually using my phone as eyes so I can see what I'm doing. But that goes in here and goes like that. And then you can see that I put my bolts here, there, on the four corners. And that's actually what holds the rear end to the leaf. Oh, geez, that's hot. That's what holds the rear end to the leaf springs and clamps it all together. So it's actually a pretty cool setup. A guy from Sloppy, I can't remember who it was offhand, but when I made this, I tagged a comment, or his comment in it. And yeah, it looks really cool and it works well. And to hold it in place, I've got these grade 8 bolts. You can see the 6 little strokes right there, so that's grade 8. And that's what clamps the springs to the rear end. Well, this thing is ready to go up. I have the plates bolted on, as you can see, sort of. Yes. And let's see if it falls off the rim. Woohoo! Nothing broke. Actually, it's only been brought to my attention lately that apparently this thing is not called a ramp, but it's called a lift. And now it sounds weird because you don't drive up on the ramp, it lifts the vehicle. So Michael Morgan, thanks for making me feel like an idiot. Anyway, I'm going to continue calling it a ramp, even though I'm pretty sure that QL means quality lifts. Whatever, I'm going to stop thinking about it. So, oh, I should have ground this off. I knew I was going to have to do that. Anyway, so basically right there is where the things have to be. It's very easy. It should be relatively quick. I can drill the hole, mount it, tack it here, pull the shock down out of the way, and fully weld it right where I am. No fooling around. And when this thing comes down off the lift, after I bolt the drive shaft in, because I will forget that again, we're ready to go. Sweet. A couple of these pieces are still wicked hot, but I'd just like to show you this. You see all this slag around the edge here? This is what I love about a plasma cutter. Watch this. Gone. Clean edge. Zero prep required. And let's do this one now for fun because it's so satisfying. Like 3 smacks. Gone. No hammer. No grinder. Just, you know, smack it off the vise a few times. Amazing. So I've got all of my brackets clamped on here, and you can tell which one was my initial, mainly because it has marker all along the edge, and all the rest of them are way bigger. So I'm going to go knock that down with the grinder wheel, and then in here I will also just kind of knock that down a little bit because it is a bit jagged, and after they're all the same, I'm going to drill a hole through all 4 of them. That was literally the first time that I've ever gotten a bracket to look this nice. Now I could hit it with the little Buffy boy here and clean it up really, really well. But this will absolutely do. Well, look at this. Brackets are done and they're all even. I went ahead and cleaned this coating off the metal. I actually never did this before. But I'm on a welding group for some reason because I'm a horrible welder. And sometimes you learn things from other people who don't know about welding. Anyway, so they said clean off that coating because it's kind of a rust protectant, I guess, for when it's in the steel yard, I guess. I have no idea. And apparently it can contaminate welds. And nothing contaminates better than flux core. So anyway, I cleaned that stuff off and I'm going to go ahead and brake clean it, which I think is also a horrible idea. So somebody tell me if that is or not, because it smells bad when I weld after this. But I'm going to go weld this to the rear diff so that I can drive this old girl home. So let's do a checklist. Bolt shock in, which is just about done. Bolt drive shaft on. Drive truck home. I've still got to finish the brakes. I just got to get them, whatever, blade, lines, whatever. But this will get me to a point. I want to make sure that the rear end is good before I go wasting money on brakes. Also, I hate drum brakes so much. So if these are any good, I'll get axles. Like if this rear end is any good, I'll get Explorer axles, 31 spline, and I'll put my gear in the back of this. Then I'll get all the discs and stuff for it, which I've already bought one, so I'll warranty what I can because it's all destroyed. And then we'll go from there. But as of right now, we're like 95% done. All right. Well, obviously I know the drive shaft is going to fit the diff because I unbolted this drive shaft from this pinion yoke. So that's pretty sweet. Drive shaft turns. That's got to be worth something. Click, click. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? One, two, three, and four. Well, it looks like we're ready to go. Yeah, here we go. I did just notice something that's kind of odd, and that is that the right rear of the truck seems to be a lot higher than the left, and that's kind of scary because right here is where the wheel ran right up over the truck, or the truck ran right up over the wheel. So I don't know if my mounts here are applied or something, but I don't really like that, but I'll figure it out. But let's go for a drive. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know exactly what this is going to be like. I have no idea what the rear end is like. I don't know about that twisty looking thing. I need to get check valves for the fuel pump. Yeah, I'm nervous. All right, see what it does. I already know it moves because I drove it in front, but like, I don't know, man. Oh shit. I forgot to put a log up. I just gotta turn on the old laptop. Oh, I also have a check engine light on that I forgot to diagnose, or I forgot to fix, is throttle position sensor malfunction. The whole truck bounces. That's crazy. Let's go for a drive. I should probably let it get a little bit warmer before I go into the boost. It hasn't been driven in like 3 weeks. Brakes are pretty good, so that's something. It's a little bit lean driving down the road, but it's not too bad. It's up around 15.1, so it is going to surge a little bit. It really likes down around 14.2 while it's cruising. I don't know if maybe it's the cam, maybe it's the turbos, who knows, but that's what it likes. I'm just trying to get some data right now. Just trying to fill in as many cells as I can. Because we tuned this on the way to St. John's, but I haven't done a lot of in-town driving. I'd like to get a stronger mount for the camera so it's not bouncing around as much. I'm going to try a burnout to make sure the tires aren't going to bounce. It being leaf springs, there is a big potential to get tire hop, and I don't want to go into a car meet and have tire hop. That's pretty dumb looking. The rear end doesn't seem noisy or anything, so that's something. Breaking up or anything. Sounds good. I don't feel any misfires. There's no misfires on the count on the log. So that's always a good sign. Into it, so that's a good thing also. just to die at idle when I idle down. I'd say that got a lot to do with throttle position sensor. Yeah, it works. Does it ever work? Oh, I love it. Yep. Yeah, those turbos are something to, oh boy. I love this thing. I love it so much. I figured I'd wait until morning because it was starting to get a little bit dark and we had supper and it was a bit too late. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm in Mexico. So I figured I'd bring my tripod with me. Let's see how this rear end works. I don't know how it works. I did a little second gear kind of thing in my driveway. So it should work okay, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how far away I can get, because I usually like to do rollers just for fun. So as long as I don't hit this and destroy that, then let's see. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm gonna try third gear for a laugh. I always did third gear burnouts just because it gets a lot of wheel speed and a lot of smoke like quickly. So let's go have fun. Or brake parts. Well, limited slip works. It works just fine. And we made clouds. How cool is that? Yeah, we made clouds. Nice. So, rear end is good. I found that third gear doesn't have quite as much power as it did before because I've got a lower displacement engine with a big cam, so it likes higher RPM. So a couple times there just to try and get a feel for it and get up around 3,000 RPM and then let clutch out. Not just dump it, but let it out calmly so I don't shock the differential and destroy things. But yeah, those tires, they're not doing so hot. Beautiful. Probably hard to see anything there because my window is all fogged up and I don't have a heater because race truck, I guess. sausage. So I'm just waiting for it to tune right here, and it was a little bit lean in a couple spots, a little bit rich in a couple spots, but actually not bad at all. Completely manageable. Man, does it ever run well. It runs awesome, and I'm so happy because I've had nothing but issues for the last couple of years with engines and blowing them up and stuff. Now I haven't pushed this one. I've had it on the go all summer, and this, well, yesterday in my driveway was like the first actual burnout that I did, and I haven't been driving it all summer. I drove for like 5 hours total, but I haven't pushed it at all. And usually I'd get out, and as soon as I put a new engine in, I'd come out here and I'd rip a burnout down Main Street, and that's kind of a bad first impression on the engine also. So, you know, I've been slowly taking it a little bit at a time. I've only got a 6-pound spring in it, so I was making 4 pounds, and it lights up pretty quick. Those turbos do really, really well, and I'm really excited about it. I cannot wait to actually push it, but it's got a lot of power as it is. It lights up those tires like absolutely nothing in second gear, and in third gear pushes it a little bit and then get wheel speed up, and it's crazy. Got a little bit of tire hop at lower speeds, and then it just goes away when wheel speed gets up, so I'm not really concerned right now. I'm not going to be doing low speed burnouts anyway. This is not a 350 full boat main. So it's not like I'm going to be doing 80 km/h wheel spin. So anyway, that's a burn for Brandon Leisure if you're watching. But yeah, so I'm going to go to work and I'm going to finish it up here, and I'm going to call this a great success. And yeah, I'm wicked excited about it. So I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go to Brendan's car meet and have a great time. And usually we head out to Glenwood under the overpass, which is 5 minutes from Mexico, and go do a healthy dose of burnouts there. And usually there's 30 or 40 cars, so that's a lot of fun. And if we can keep it under wraps until the cops get there, then maybe I'll be able to get 1 or 2 in. So thanks for checking out the channel, and look out for the next video. Hopefully I'll be doing some more work. Maybe I'll be doing a little bit of driving. Probably going to be heading into the car show, and I'll get a video of that also. I didn't get a video of the Wheels for Wishes car show because it was just way too much on the go. So hopefully I'll be able to do a walk around here, and I know a lot of people in Gander, and a lot of people know me, so we'll be just chatting stuff like that. So it'll be kind of cool. So thanks to my YouTube members and patrons. If you want to check out my Patreon, it's patreon.com/stationroadratrods, and my YouTube members link is down here. And check out the merch shelf just below the video for hoodies and t-shirts and cups and all that cool stuff, and that'll help support the channel and, well, put gas in this thing. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.